Hi guys, Mr. Elam here. This is for Art One. How are you, Art One? Good to see you. Um, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working with this project. It's called a non-objective abstract value drawing. I just went over a pencil tutorial with you talking about contrast and value and that sort of thing. Um, we're going to be using pencil to create these non-objective abstract value drawings. I've said it a couple times already. Sorry. Um, what we're going to be doing. And this is the handout that is going to be in Google Classroom that you guys can use as reference. I am also going to do a demo video that is going to be left here on Classroom as well. So wait for that video as well. This one is just going over the handout. And this is what this is. Non-objective abstract value drawing. That's probably the third, fourth, fifth time I've said that. Abstract art, non-figurative art, non-objective art, non-representational art are loosely related terms. They are similar, but perhaps not identical, not of identical meaning. Abstract indicates a departure from reality and a depiction of imagery in art. Basically, what that means is it doesn't look like anything. It doesn't look like a doggy. It doesn't look like an eyeball. It doesn't look like a heart, that sort of thing. Students will be creating a non-objective abstract pencil drawing using the following guidelines. Here are your guidelines, guys. This is what it takes to make this drawing. This is what you have to follow. And this is part of what you're going to be graded on. Students are to create a non-objective design using line and shape. You're only going to be using line and shape, and we'll talk about that in the video where I am actually doing demo. Designs can be hand-drawn. Students can choose to use templates or both. You can use pencils, you can use stencils or other templates, and I'll have more of those in there that you guys can see. Once a design is drawn, students are to fill in the design with different tones and show a range of values through shading and blending. Okay. You also need to show contrast as well. Contrast is a big key. Remember, we talked about using lights and darks and being able to get different shades. Okay. The main elements of art, we've talked about, we'll be talking more about the main elements of art. It's basically what art is made up of. There's a handout in your syllabus that deals with that as well. The main elements of art students are to focus on are line, shape, and value. Okay, those are the three key main elements that we're going to be looking at in this video. So what we're also looking at are the principles of designs. The principles of design students should be focusing on are contrast, movement, unity, repetition, and possibly emphasis. Those are all dealing with how you're using your elements. Contrast, we talked about before. Movement creates movement throughout your piece. Unity brings everything together. Repetition creates pattern, using different patterns that can help you. Ooh, some music in the background. Very nice. So that's that. Emphasis. What emphasis is, it means there's a specific spot that you're focusing on. Be sure when creating your design to let your shapes and lines intersect, and pay attention to the use of the right amount of line and shape. Do not overfill or underfill your composition. When we talk about composition, a composition is basically what you've created there. Okay. If we look down, there are examples of what we're going to be working with. Everybody's going to be getting a 9x12 piece of paper. And that's what they're going to have to fill. You're going to go edge to edge. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be creating line and creating shape. And what you're going to go in is you're going to go in and color these, not necessarily color. You'll color in some where they're completely dark, or you'll get some that are gray, or you'll get some where you need dark in one place and blend it in. You don't want to have whites next to white or blacks next to black, because it just becomes solid. And it's just basic shapes. And they're letting shapes overlap, like the circle here, there. It is overlapping that little edge there and it creates a difference. These lines are intersected with these lines coming out. You've got all these squares, but you also have these little amorphic shapes coming through that will really, really help. This as well. You've got different shapes coming through. You're paying attention to what's next to each other. They don't have like a white space next to a white space. They always have like a little bit of color or a little bit of tone, whether it's great tone that's being blended or whether it's being solid. Other examples of that. What you're basically going to do, and this is an example here, you're going to draw just lines and shape. Right now, this is just line. All of this is just line, except for right here. These circles become shape. What you're doing, and these squares basically become, but they're creating line going straight down, creating a line this way, and they're doing some like really amorphic lines as well. What they're doing then is they're going to fill in with tone, make sure that you have lights and darks. This one uses all gradations. They're figuring out where to create a gradation, okay? There's also example of someone working. You can see that they've used a longer, thinner sheet of paper. They're just blending their stuff out. Now, one of the key things, and we'll talk about it again in the other video, is that when you start, you want to start with one side. You don't want to go here and then go here. You want to start getting your tone in on one side and go to the other. What that does is it helps you plan out things better. It'll help you figure out, well, what do I need to put here? If this is that gradation, I need to make it darker on this side so that it doesn't blend in. You understand what I'm saying? So those are things that you need to think about. Or maybe I need to make it dark on this side and blend it out towards that way. Create your composition. You need to plan this stuff out. All right. This is a basic overview of what we're going to be doing. So please use this as a reference. You can get to this on Classroom at any time. Thanks, guys. Wait for the next video.